Allez, c'est bon, ouais. La dernière restauration, c'est ouais. Okay. Obviously, my money now power for the bar and there's a program. So I hope say will be at me. I hope say be at them clear. But just something in time, Mama will say something in time. Quick rundown of things that we just want to get done here. I hope so be out here. Also, subscribe and I share page. Okay, with YouTube. Say a person YouTube subscription. No, a cost for to my YouTube. So I'm more than mo share page. So they are so able to share. Mo than mo share for mom. Maybe share. Okay, so I'm sure we can start now. But Patrol so share the page for me and let the page go. Thank you so much. Um, people who are watching on YouTube, invest them will say mobile phone, and then there's something. Unfortunately, I'm in emergency. So I decided to come here and get some work done. Please don't hesitate to share the page. The Momo share page. They're very important. Some of the share page. That's right. Sure. Good. Let's move it from here. Slowly. Yeah, let's see who we can send this to. Oh, what is your? Let's see if I can. Yes, let's try some other way. Oh, let's try. Just all I can show you. All right, Charlie. Let's start today's program. We thank God for yesterday. Uh, Starting political zone with us. Those of you watching on TikTok, as the program goes on, I would let in one or two people. Mesra also will share page with the VIP, you're happy, so tap on the screen. If you're watching, tap on the screen. Please tap on the screen for us. If you are watching, just tap on the screen for us. It would be very helpful. It would be very helpful. Um, tap on the screen. Tap on the screen. Tap on the screen for us, please. If you're on Facebook, please share the page, like it, leave a comment so we can read it when we see it. Facebook, so far, only one person I could see, Sister Melody. So I hope so. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, I know you are in Ghana now. How is Ghana so far? How do you see it? How is everything going? How are you coping? How is the Dunsa situation? Keep me updated. All right. The people on TikTok, let me see. Who do I see? Let me show one more. Okay, so TikTok, welcome, Mame Kwewu, Georgina Noche, Elias Guido, Mr. Pedu, Webio, Mame Amakanana. Hey, baby girl, that batch you have a problem. Yeah, you can try to find a crowd. Hope that you have a problem. Miss Sarah St. Don, Step Assam, okay, Zam Zam, Zam Zam, I hope I got it right. Okay, Frank, Divine, Bell, Black Beast, Uzdi, Francisca Dix, Power Sadat, Amazing, GOG, Here Samoa, GH Pablo, Margaret Pate, Miss Ellen Date, Mrs. Pati Fulani Chiao, Samson, Sa, late Joshi, getting some more people here. Michelle Ashton, wow, Jesus, a pure animal, very poor, but he said, how, how, uh, Clementine, I hope you are good. Apia Kubi, Kennedy Nyako, Born of God, everyone that is here. Please share the page and let the page go. Please, if you haven't followed the page yet, please follow as well for us and let us start. Today, I just came in and I said, the program is very simple. There, like I said, a few months ago, and there was this region campaign. It was going on very hard in terms of nsɛm a na NDC foɔ ne Ghana foɔ no bi agye ato mu nti a na wɔn kɔgyina so de akɔto aba. Now, I have always said and maintained, said, we the people of Ghana are the only people that can build Ghana. Now, Ghana cannot be built and a good democracy cannot be realized. Say nipa na yɛde saa democracy ni kodi ɔmo so no so ɔmo nim ɔmo left and right. And PNP, you see that they vote a government into power. They vote them into power. Sometimes based on what they tell them, like come, I will do A, I will do B, I will do this, I will do that. And most of the times, people have tagged politicians as liars, or people have tagged politicians as people who are not truthful. And the reason they attribute this to them is the fact that they say when the politicians tell you that they want to do something or they are going to do something, they don't end up doing it. Say, yes, sorry, yes, you NDC for MP for and penny for like we use these type of words or we use these type of things all the time. And the reason is just simple. Say, but should be a ubi share some sort of hope be a ubi the man when the Pakuna hasn't been able to do it. And I was thinking, say, now that we are growing and now that we are moving forward, now that the country is getting education through this free education thing that came on, that now that the country is actually knowing its left from its right, I was believing and praying, say, people will notice what to believe as fact and what to disassociate themselves from as lies. I was thinking, say, and provide Junimube be to the point where they would know, like people would now come to appreciate, say, there be, say, a case, be a prices of goods. It is not only dependent on the government in power. Say, but say exchange rate. It is not only the government in power. Say, but say economic hardship. Sometimes it is not even the doing of the government. But say, to me, I educate you to that level now. It opened up the ways for what we call politicians to toy with us and to play with our minds. And that is what goes on. Because if you are telling me politician A told you they will build your road, and they came into power and they couldn't build your road, and politician B comes to promise you the same thing, that he will build your road for you, and politician B didn't build it, and then politician C comes again to tell you, say, I will build your road for you, and the politician C didn't do it, and you as a human being, okay, being brought to this world with mind or with brains, cannot decipher or no, say no. How come these people always come to promise us A, B, C, D, but they are not able to do it, but they keep coming? The reason is very simple. Politicians have this tactics they call divide and what? Divide and conquer. Let the opposition party be so demonic to the point where if you, or should you even have your way, you like to kill them. Okay? And whenever you are able to separate people, whenever you are able to put confusion in between people, it's like it benefits you easily. And this is what the politicians and what Africa pretty much has been able to capitalize on, and that is what they are doing. Until recent, before you would even go put down your name that you want to become a politician or you want to run for an office, there are certain things you are supposed to attain before they even take you serious. Before you would get into active politics, before somebody can say, go and be a mayor, go and be a DCE, go and be a, like, you must have an idea about how to govern. Now, we live in an Africa, or we live in a world where it is about the money and who can splurge the most money. So it is not even about how qualified the person is to be able to rule. It's not even how vested the person is with the rules and the regulations and what it takes to govern a country. No. Does the person have money to splurge? Does the person have money to buy the media? Does the person have money to buy bloggers? Does the person have money to play mischief? And if the person is able to give these things, then they see that person as a leader. Now, this is the danger in it. When they select these same people based on what they get, say okodi politician echi because of the obenya dini ade ade ni echi no. Say okodi politician echi we are. Enya na ni we free say the politician now who call no ha. Sebe ukoji ni sika no. Say oba aban mu a say sika na say the money that they use for that campaign, they must get it back. And for them to get it back means that there are certain things that his constituents are supposed to enjoy. He's not going to give them those things. And that is why now we are not seeing the brilliant minds going to parliament no more. Before you could become a lawmaker, it wasn't just about you being popular. No. Before you could be a lawmaker, it wasn't based on how rich you are. No. Before you could be a lawmaker, it didn't really matter the type of background you came from. It rather came from the awareness, your ideas, okay, your knowledge or your broad knowledge about the things that comes into being to run a country. But today, like I said earlier, it is now based on food. Who can come to the constituency and give us 7 bags of rice? Oh, Papa, we were boy and Papa, Ebra, you crano, or Brayamo, make us my husband died. They brought me 5 bags of rice and some tomatoes. Like the woman is very good. When my daughter was going to school, we went to her and she gave us sewing machine, or she gave us 20 cedi. She gave us 50 cedi. Oh, woman need you good. Woman need you good. Oh, the man is good because even during the Christmas he was sharing rice for all the week. So it is not really based on intellect of the person. Right now, that is not the case. The case is rather who can give you something to eat, who can buy the media, who can splurge the most money to cause the most mischief, who can destroy the fellow party more, who can destroy the next candidate more. So people are now not even looking for substance in let's look for all the negative news we can find about somebody. Oh, Baumia's wife is using a bag and the bag is expensive. And then they would actually, and please don't get me wrong, they would actually go to TV3, go to UTV, go to Joy News, go to these places that we're supposed to get proper news from and discuss Baumia's wife's bag. I hope somebody is following. I'm saying this to come to the terms of clearing agents. The reason why we are where we are today. So stick around, don't go nowhere. We are just getting started. Make sure you are sharing the page for others to also see. Right now, we are judging politicians not based on what they can bring to the table in terms of their tenacity in solving issues or thinking outside the box to bring change. No. Let's discuss them. Oh, he used a flight. He was sitting in business class. So a whole newspaper would make somebody or a politician sitting in first class as the auditorium. And the only thing they want to do is tarnish the image. Tarnish the image. Make sure it is embedded in people's mind that politicians are stealing our money. Politicians are stealing our money. Politicians are stealing our money. Then come to think, how many politicians do we even have? The critical thinkers will think. When you take Ghana's population, for instance, the politicians in it don't even amount to 2%. Ghana is a country of over 33 million people. And the politicians in the country, and I mean politicians who are in the country and in places, Article 721 office holders, Article 721 emolument office holders are less than 2% of the total population. But because we have allowed lazy doctrines to get inculcated in us, yankasi ye betumi akwa akotwetwem hu ni se da bi ade ye asemesi ano binti kan nokure be na wom asodi okay eye nokure ana se otutu bi di keke. We don't research, we don't ask anything, we don't even ask questions when politicians say stuff. You be some questions and no so nipa na can say no the call can the trust no the call. Until when are we going to say and NDC is not good, MPP is not good? Meanwhile, the problem is not too much of the NDC MPP. The problem is about the knowledge and the mentality of the citizens. Because like I always say, no, say citizens, wow, say Omar Junior a dome tribunal, say entumi enyini do level beer. No matter what the leadership will do, no matter what the leaders will do, you are not going to get anywhere. Because if you are teaching, excuse me to say, okay, we all have a class, all right? Some of the students learn fast, others don't learn fast. Others, no matter how you teach them, they're still going to fail. Others only teach them once and then they get it. And so is it with us as citizens of a country. If the mentality and the brain is that politicians are the problem, we would always see politicians as the problem, even when they are doing something positive. Now, I mentioned the percentage for a reason. We have Article 71 office holders who get what we call ex gratia when they are done with their services. And I say, one more Article 71 holders are office, no, we count them as core politicians are abino and they show you be more. Pretty much. Okay. Now, say no, you will be able to say GMPC. You will be able to say transport agencies. There were different agencies, birth and death, forestry commission, all these people. And guess what? All these offices or agencies have civil servants who work there. So if there is any corruption going on, the civil servants are part of it. Sometimes the minister doesn't even know that some zeros has been changed somewhere. But because the civil servants even say, some problem ben there send there ebia gidigidi ba GMPC young kasa ebia leader na ye didn't call hono and I say the like the leader who was sent to that agency no na cause the problem. The problem will be shifted to the president. And all the civil servants have come to know, say, whenever something goes wrong, instead of holding the people accountable, instead of holding the people involved accountable, no, we rather hold the president accountable and leave the one that abandoned his office and didn't do his duties. When I was in Ghana, I did a video at the Kumasi International Airport, and I was talking about how we are raising lazy politicians. We are raising lazy politicians because all we are looking for is a dear nebedia no kawi, a dear nebedia ria, a dear nebedia numre. Now, ya pepper be at the theatre media for 1 or 2 bita. One more Juma, ya dear show, Massa, may and say, Adiana and Yano pre one. Adiana nka a humpo hiano. Yanko so young woman can some yanya de one or beyond say, Adiana say a buku a tale and propose way there be like just make the thing unpopular. Make sure you paint it as black as you want or as you can get. For the citizens are not enthused to go and look for the facts. So the few people are almost to the fact they become king. And that is the problem we have. So sometimes when I see that people are calling, and our leaders are bad, the leader's choice is what? Or the leader's role is to make sure that he appoints people. And when he appoints these people, he is appointing them for a specific role. So how do you tell me that, okay, you are responsible for taking care of this pen? However, should the pen get missing, you, the person who is responsible for it, shouldn't be held accountable. Rather, the owner of the company must be held accountable. May say that is why Africa and Ghana, we shall keep growing and growing. Because see, I live in Canada and I don't know where you are watching it. But look at something. When something happens in a company, let's say there is a misappropriation of funds in the company. first thing they look for is where the crime was committed. So which department did this happen? Now, who is the head of this department? Because through the head of this department, we can trace down to find out who actually caused the problem. To even make it easier, everyone who is in that company at that department has a role they play. The one doing payroll knows that it is payroll they are doing. So whenever there is any fraudulence, or if there is any fraud in the payroll, if there is anything wrong with the payroll, we go to the person who is responsible for the payroll to answer the questions that are needed. But hardly would you see, say, there is a problem in the engineering department, and the blame of that department gets shifted to the owner of the company, who has designated people, who has sent people to go and do a particular type of work. Your mentality is why politicians would always play this. And like I said, I believe, sir, asofo, any abosomfo, any the so-called scholars, ne Ghana for comedy and for no. Mujina bibi to send nepotism so edukoto abetia MPP. I hope now will be any so clear. Ebio, mua muko jina ho say, and Akufo-Addo clearing agent. No, I hope said now, the reverends and the bishops, you are now satisfied with the state of Ghana. This morning, or it's now afternoon here, I came with just a simple case, and to make a simple case. And the case is that, one, until when is the Ghana man, Ghana woman, Ghana citizen going to learn what we call critical thinking? And a Ghana ni ebe susu adia ho edi akwa echira nsa na wa acte, because they say Ghana no aya politics, acquire politics. Say opese we say people for vote to ma bono for santi for enya problem, ma aibe for enya santi for enya problem. And when you are able to cause problem for them, you would reduce the vote of MPP, because your watch and prophobic say MPP no atanphobia na asantiphobic quo. So it is not even about what the person is coming to do to help the country. It is who can you get on your side to cause more mischief. Look at what they use Ajimabedu for. Look at what they use Ajimabedu for. No, they can't send na sante ebetu way and on the they use all these things. The thing is to divide and conquer. Because the party NDC has come to see, say but the party based on tribal, they are not going to win. They know that, because the accounts are many. So the easiest way is to, what can we do to bring that kind of enmity? What can we do to bring confusion within the account? Now, I always say the NDC politicians are dangerous, and the reason why I, for one, cannot, I'm very serious, I, for one, cannot join that party NDC. Yes, we do politics, but when it comes to NDC's politics, NDC politics doesn't care who gets sacrificed. They don't care what gets destroyed. They don't care who gets killed, they don't care. So long as they will be able to get their message across, that their propagandist agenda to work, that is all that matters. Listen, I heard, I think around Valentine's Day, there was a misunderstanding, or there was another fight in Boko. And for me, for my people from the north, for this section of the show, forgive me, but the people in the north, upper west, upper east, northern region, You guys have to open up your eyes. My impressive factory. Mutie, my people from the north, my impressive fire then. Mama Magene, anyone because I know Munkura as the same thing, you know. Be to me, you assume the me and then Ghana, open security be a will be a watchmaya. You have a kind of Tongo and I think that. And to not nano, the band I was about him say, away. Meso the band I miss me by your title, no a Fantini, and answer Fantini without a garden. Why don't you like see? There are some tribes in Ghana, I don't understand them. The Northerners, the Gomoes, the Gans, I don't get them. It's like they are not enthused for greatness. Say obey be man pejano, sadi any minimum. And I'm on the Northerners because I remember before we went for election, I have some friends who come from the Wale Wale areas and the Upper West and all. I have people, and they were fighting. Now, bear in mind, the Boko crisis has been there long before President Kufuor. The Boko and Tokwana Esi of Boko no, starting here no, now Kufuor on cover paper price or person the president. All right. Now, Dr. Bawumia Kradian Kayan Tia, non koye day or your vice president. Nanso share no for phone class 7 American Montias in and Tokwa a predated Bawumia. Politics, ya no more person with the yentino. Yet to me, cancer for people say Bawumia is behind the conflict in Boko because apparently he is the vice president and he has been able to get ammunition for certain locals to fight. And it is because of the ammunition. It's because of the ammunition. Because of the ammunition Bawumia supply to certain tribes is the reason why the Boko crisis. Today, Bawumia is no longer the vice president. Bawumia doesn't control the police force. Bawumia doesn't control the security agency. Why is the Boko crisis? Or can we also say that hey, Mahama is the reason why there is the Boko conflict? Mahama is the one that is giving ammunition to one section of the conflict, and that is why the conflict is going on. Ye chantro tre ye nuanom no ofofo se sebi o sebi entokwa enkosu ni na no entokwa ni gidigidi ekodi na eye Bawumia e na e ammunition e dey sebi northerners no section of the people and omudi punkofo. I had a conversation with a very close friend of mine and I was surprised she was from that view until I broke it down to her. Say, first and foremost, does even the vice president, even those who are not on his security council for chairman, does he even have any powers to order the police to go anywhere? No. Can the vice president order the army to go anywhere? No. But they were able to tell the people of Boko that don't go and vote for Bawumia because Bawumia is the one who has given all these ammunition to these people and this is going on. Now Bawumia is no longer there. As a matter of fact, it's not even in Ghana. But me now, before I wanted that fight to stop. To be honest with you, the Boko crisis, I wanted it to stop, but I don't think it should stop. I'm sorry, my northerners, today forgive me, okay? Forgive me, but I'm not going to be too meritant to you guys today. I just want you to take the honest truth and nothing but the truth. I don't want the Boko crisis to end. I want the people who are fighting, they should fight. People said they kill each other. Yes, I'm sorry, like I said. But it is my prayer that the Boko conflict does not end. They are of the same people. They are all northerners. If time hasn't come for them to know, say, fighting among ourselves cannot develop our nation. Fighting among ourselves cannot develop our various tribes. Fighting among ourselves cannot bring the development we need. If by now they don't have the sense to do that, and the best sense for them is to kill themselves, let the people of Boku kill themselves. I'm all for it. Let me alone all the soldiers and police that are doing, because it's a waste of money. We are wasting money for a fruitless venture. It is not going to go nowhere. So let them kill themselves. They enjoy the fight. They enjoy killing themselves. Instead of them putting themselves together to form a united front and raise people like Dr. Bawumia, raise people that can lift them up, raise the Mohammeds and the people that can come and take over, instead of them raising more of that caliber. If they think the best way is for them to kill themselves, please let them kill themselves. Please let them kill themselves. We are not going to pamper them no more. We are and silent you, you, Unianuchiano Penasma Fadio Body Trim. Munkunkum moho, not for no. Munkunkum moho, because Mama Young will say, a junior, I did Jenny baby, Papa no, a bit trim. Because what's now, come I yet the Sebio and talk about me. Politics here and this is what depend to me. Yet to me catch any partners and he said, hey, Bawomianti and a Boko crisis. Now I hear they say, oh, I'm back and profoundly to know a vice president on the Bentiano. Good. And I'm not Bentiano. Did that stop the crisis? No. And that is why I said to Munkum. All right. Yeah. Munkum or Munkum. Yes, Eunice, pick up yourself. More, not for because say, okay, me say, you are raising future leaders. And you know, one thing beats my mind. Say, I always used to feel sorry for the North people and then my Ewe. Meaning why? My heart was more soft towards the Northerners and the Ewes. And it has been like that. For those of you in my close circles, you know, most of my friends are really close. Most of them Ewes or Gans or Northerners. Anybody who knows me closely, who be on me closely, say, I'm either around the Northerners or I'm around the Ewes. That has been me. Thank you so much. I'm like, Eddie, that has been me. Okay? Those are the today, no easy on you people. You people are fooling too much. You, the Northerners, you are fooling too much. So we have to open your eyes again and let you people see what you people are missing. All right. But I have come after rolling with them to see that even among us, they rather be the boy, send me, than for them to take charge. Because there was this intel I got, and that was said, there was this paramount chief in the north who blamed the Boko crisis and everything on Awe Bawumia and placed a curse that anyone who went to vote for Bawumia, the gods should deal with them. And so most of them were scared and they went to go. You understand? Most of these people, they listened to that and went to go. Now, like I said again, Dr. Bawumia is not there. He is not the vice president. He is not the head of the Security Council. As the war in Boko stopped, it hasn't. And it is all because we are choosing emotions over common sense. We are choosing emotions over data. We are choosing emotions over fact. And usually people who choose emotions over fact can never win any case. Because in the court of law, it is not how you cry that determines how your case is going to go. No. In the court of law, it doesn't care which lawyer represented you. No. In the court of law, it is the facts. What are the facts of the case? What are the facts? What are we going to do? Like, fact of the matter, and then they said it. Okay. Oh, yes. Miss B, I know what I'm talking. Who said I just came. And Mr. Meno, after we lost, I did my own Nyankasa Somileto up, down, here and there. Those on TikTok, tap on the screen. Me so me little sex here and there, here and there. That's why I'm saying this. There was a paramount chief in the north. He placed the test down that anyone that went to vote for Bawumia, abosomwe woho, and then chamobosomwe woho no enkum. And because of that, some profo wetie ya woman kotwa ba amfama. Also mususu. Into now, question person be bisa sa ohene say. Seb yo omo kotwa ba ni wie ye no, entokwa na ejaya na. Na entokwa no so say na me de me wetie ni die njai so say. Afe na me be ye me so menya nkoma de pa. Na munku mo ho osoro ho. Since you have nothing valuable like since the people of the north are only content with being watchmen and security guards, keep killing yourself up there. Because it doesn't make sense. Now when I'm good, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Kofi, you're northerners. You see, it's so funny. We are all northerners. Yes, we have different tribes and whatever. But most of the languages are even similar. So when the other speaks, the other hears. Then you sit down for somebody to use, to say, politics to come and steal your mind. And tell you that going to free education is not good. But rather, reverend and confirm Kitinkiti is good and Nkukon Kitinkiti is good. And you go vote for that. This election was the election that if any tribe, if any part of Ghana was supposed to be more involved, was supposed to be the North. This was the election. For this was the time we had brought two Northerners to the forefront that these are the two strongest gentlemen in Ghana as we stand. What did the Northerners do? They didn't vote. They didn't vote. They didn't vote. And most of them, the reason why they didn't vote, like I said, in Kumasi Crown, and I'm a beautiful. Yet two are now, like there's this lady. Hey, Charlie, about to Yankasa, they're not very funny. You know something? What was that? T-shirt, T-shirt, and I said, "I can campaign T-shirt." The Bawumia picture, I'm on the red. I'm on the white, and I'm on the blue. This lady didn't vote with her house because, according to her, brother, and the chairman, chairman, the one yard, and I'm so not the chairman, and this with Debbie, bra, shirts now, yet, a yummy and son, shirts in a red room, blue room, and a white room. One saw by or the red one up on no crofon, and a yet, watch a blue and white in the farm. About to only do a maba, maybe a minute fear for the young Kotuaba, T-shirts, no more fine way, T-shirts, and one yes, you ever say, oh, my T-shirts now, young Kotuaba. There I was like, huh? I was like, hey, hold up. I was tempted to laugh. I was tempted to laugh, but now to share the seriousness of it, I brought confidence to me three. Mean to me three because for somebody to tell you, say, T-shirt near me and son. I brought T-shirt near me and son. When you're two, on your red, Debbie, on your blue, and on your white, Bawumia. Now, red one now, Bawumia woman, and no, when you be. And when your red one, be, chairman, Abona Bronco Twaba. And truly, she didn't vote. She didn't vote because on voting day, that was Central Region. And my friend say, Madam, Miss Remo, Munina Munkotwaba, now Bay Munkotwa. Oh, bra, maybe I'm MPP Nipa. By this time, they're men Twaba. Ah, Yomuye, men Twaba, and I'm still sad. And I'm here. Now, you know, this T-shirt case, for some reason, I blame them, but I don't blame them too much because Black Kofi, it was after the election. I don't know better say, and I said, "Me who you answer me to some T-shirts, no, a campaign T-shirt now. Me doing say, yeah, the year campaign, no. And no, they be the dress they call dance. I'm cool. I'm back say me be a but I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Somebody might think I'm joking, but Mama Koma, me say T-shirt no we be paper. We yes to be see you. We me am say we announce that paper. Let me show you that. T-shirt, T-shirt, T-shirt. Ghana, Ghana, okay. In, in, in. When somebody didn't look at free education, somebody didn't look at nurses and training away and with teachers allowance. So T-shirt way blue one. Wait, no T-shirt no wait. T-shirt way, T-shirt in way, T-shirt way. Baumia boom, actually. Onya white one, onya blue way. But the ayaya and the red no when you're being on to. Have you people seen the type of Ghana we are raising? Okoka, Omwa, Sebiu, Kanyansa, Kakrawo, Mutibi, Uncle Mube, said Debbie, Felix, men Felix, I said, men check Felix, but then someone how can he appear on the antenna? No one who profile or no Felix, no Boa, Felix Jimmy for, no Felix, you go explain tire, and Felix, you do this, Oh, Tian Sunny. Black coffee, me say T-shirt way, almost the dress say, and shirt shoe, to say, shirt shoe and casa, the dress to say, or power bontia for Chilia. Shirt, you're sending a party shirt. Oh, my God. Now, you call, I'm gonna do me brapa, and I had to, our baby, I'll be good. Shirt, ya na share me campaign shirt, ya share me. Na share me wuro, I'm the singlet, 90 kuru the year campaign. Adi. Oh, here campaign T-shirt, no prachi message now. What they bring no. Me say campaign message now. They bring say, but we say so ba. Yenya galam say for no form unko school mu no musu how to do proper mining. Oba we be to say how to collect our tax revenues no. Yen digitize them and yet some message no po T-shirt. Yako lower dentura. And no crowd there and to come menka and no almost found our woman no. A sticker and you and the brome. Me person me more message, sticker kurame. Tio, sticker kurame. Me person me more message, and sign my check to take no. Hey, but I didn't tell you, sticker de maybe. Na me say me chest sticker. Oh, right. Me a be shim sticker for myself. Na yani sticker. That tells you why a parliamentary candidate will go and share rice and chicken. Mokaisa NDC near you. Amwako say, I'm friend Adomako. O can't pay no for the guy. Samokaya Adomako baby. Not all check to the point say, young Kasa young people for for 3,000 Ghana. Yeah, Gigi be Ghana card and any test card for 3,000 Ghana. Ashton, I had to actually go make a complaint about this. Not a complaint with police station about 16 and March 16. Ya bet that almost say one more form of Ghana card no voters card number. Now yet transform the Oma copy for frappa and your mom 13 over 16. Over 16 people. They said they said thank you for letting me. And all it costs the citizens no any million do level at the sense of near the now to my main thing, and then I'm off of it. Ghana is governed by the constitution, the laws, and what. Good evening, sister. Now, we have had attorney generals since the Fourth Republic. Way back, I buy way back, buy way back, not buy way back, buy way back, not. That has been the practice of attorney general. Now, the role of the attorney general is to make sure, say, anything be a fact government, any case, legal case to be a fact government, a attorney general, a attorney general, no, eduma, so bad, now, they offer the record of work our attorney generals are under the two NDCM. All right, bravo. Thank you. She lost Baumia. I see you too. MP before attorney generals are we are able to effect what we call charges against people on a discard and as a cost of financial loss to the state. Now, I would quickly has to come from here. I will quickly do a quick search and show you people something. When Akufo-Addo came into power, he did not, first and foremost, chase after Pachomebao. Okay. Good. Okay. So we have all these things. Okay. So, as I was saying, we have had attorney generals who are supposed to represent the nation. And I'm telling you that of the two governments, it is MP before attorney generals normal back to me winning case in the Edema or mine. There, I think the only one on the minimum so this near is it I saw put them, they are not on the Chief Justice. There's the next one. There's this attorney general. Is it Betimo? Betimo. I think that's the name. Betimo. I stand to be corrected, but I think the name is Betimo. For it was under her that the most, the most, the most, it is under her now the most judgment debt. Ghana happened. It was that NDC for attorney general under or no, and a judgment debtor, SSanka, Sabi, attorney general, echo fight, no. Going to me and fight here, no, a ball, what Kadema Ghana. All right. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because NDC has been in power for, let's say, a month now and some change. Now, already, the Attorney General Dominic Ayene, who is a criminal, of course, yes, and I will show you why I said it's a criminal. But let me go on. Who is the new Attorney General? Chooses to let go or discontinue, okay, certain high-profile cases, and according to him, Ayini, he did not consult the person who gave him the job, but he went ahead and did that. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. We will come to appreciate, say, Say, Usha, say, Usha, the amount of people are, and people for to me a jelly, maybe. The people are and people for to me a jelly compared to the people are NDC for a jelly. It is 0 to so many. Anytime NDC has tried to prosecute any government official for any wrongdoing, they have never been able to get any conviction. Anytime NDC ni attorney general be, I am not going to say, or win case at the Ama Ghana, or Kobia Okodincho, and also Kobia Okofeli Nawapa. But the MPP attorney generals that we've had from past term to now have always been able to prosecute cases, win victory, and win judgment for government. Sometimes they are even able to work with the firm and say, judgment and SS and Kabino Kotiano, give me 83 years. So a typical case is the mining away incident that Gabriel Tredapo was representing or was the lawyer for the other mining company. It was around $25 million that we were being sued for. The country Ghana was being sued for. But what happened? That 5 billion was not paid due to the fact that we had Godfrey Dame, who was able to fight the case. At that time, he was even a deputy attorney general, for God's sake. He was able to fight these cases and win it for Ghana. The question is, what has NDC attorney general been able to win for Ghana? And this one, it is open. Anyone I will show me, I would say this case was won by an NDC attorney general for Ghana. I want you to show it. Because I'm also going to show you a few of them that we have been able to do. All right, a few of them are we have been able to. Sorry about that, my people on TikTok. My people on TikTok, sorry. There's a few cases that I would want us to critically take a look at. And then we compare that to what Ayeni has done. But before even going inside more, let me also make this clear. Before I even show you these pictures or to show you these evidence, I would like to take a look at the reasons behind the Attorney General Dominic Ayeni from discontinuing these cases. And clearly, Obia Wajunida Obia will say, okay, these people are back again. These were the people are not almost free a year. His Excellency Nanado, clearing agent. Now, anything be or try say or they ever to say clearing agent, almost person cases, some person they were all cases, they were referred to the appropriate, and I say they call the appropriate people. What you say, the appropriate agency, and you free sample. However, it cannot be under he said under John Dramani Mahama one first time no bad. Ghana for Kobo Brazil. There was some misappropriation of funds and causing financial loss to the state thereby. Just a domestic commission and a tenaso. Say Omunta Semno, some of the kind of famous service a free anchor, and they could do us the Momuko commission anyway. If you guys remember that. Now, that commission has cited say, Obi to service a free anchor, and you could do us and say a trauma so. Sikabi wa wa ete so omo ye den omutua nanso John Mahama release white paper and declare omo na emra o commissioner who say won we di boni won we di scan John Mahama clear omo ni na with the white paper owie ye no and o sign so the Elvis a free anchor sign by presidency utie or signing about presidency John Mahama the first time. The first one was the Australian visa scandal. Now, Australian visa scandal, no, yeah, the CID4, CID4, you move ufa case now, bet me who docket ni na. Someone no more can he say, she say. When I will say, deputy minister and a mouth, because there be the amete and say, yes, a ticket, the deputy minister and the man. Deputy minister and the man, and you're one of the man, but the amete and the sort of the man. Mete, and we say, the amete, artisan, the unfair unique case. Artisan, and yeah, they are the winning case, our court. And no thing as pious and the day Australia visa one, why more, yeah. But idea MPP by. There are some cases, now you started. Yeah, who Juma, Ecoso, and make sure say Ghana for ebe who the truth are a woman. A case like this man here, Opuni case. And I'll give you the reason why in Tia, a year Dominicani, as we cancel. This is Opuni. Let's go to. Okay. Now, Stephen Opuni, CEO of Cocoa Board under NDC, also financial loss to the state are now all facing prosecution. Now, Kaitio. Assembly, yet they are court. I'm court, did assembly. Evidence here, one who deny yet what were the back. And then, yes, you open it, yes, you open it, and no to me, and yes, you open it, yes, you, and then a lawyers now filing way, and almost all mark of filing way. Yet the South to open the case. Now, case I never, I encounter you. A case here. Attorney General, within 1 week, let me discontinue. Now, who share the reason now, or they discontinue? Yeah, I know the man who say why any the actual clearing. The country would be assessed. I want to say, and this needy pipe from four. So continue banning to a man family, a family ending or one. So what to say, and this year, July, men children be at the all pine on one. Musubana. Here it's open defense. Our prosecutors, where do man? A man saying, I won't say, case not check according to all standard. No case not change, won't work a case. No man, I say, what discontinue? How? We're not on chain, young call the next person. Yeba has what? Peter, I hear about General Counsel. Willfully causing financial loss to the state. Where the snakes a scandal. Ya cost $72 million to the Ghanaian pairs. All right. Yes, no. Ernest Thompson, snake, 72 million. Ernest Thompson. This is a high profile case. These are people that almost causing financial loss to the state. Almost or minor triska. Skebi anes and Kedi Pura to borehole. Skebi anes and KDC hospital. Skebi anes and KDC classroom block. One more for Scanedi. Emma Ghana Moka. Dominica Unibaya or see in the party food to a job. And now, like I said, may read the reasons number. One customer background. Next one I would like to show. Eugene Bafo Bonny. $4 million financial loss to the state. You're in prison for 6 years. When you're in prison for 6 years, I'm running. And the saying, and at the same people now call touch on my lady or my seminal. Dominica, you need to me back catch say, according to no, or else the case where anybody to be a man. And no, again. Now, me be say, or no, I say, I do aura, and who document I bring this on prosecute. No problem, I don't have a challenge with that. The issue, they say, one more almost cause so harm, almost cause so financial loss, no. One woman in that clearance, I clear. You have cleared the people now. Omujina court to SSAB or Massam, not clear. And say, all right, for MP before Dino, with the Abrono. On what moral grounds are you going to be able to prosecute these people? Next one. Abu Gapele Krade, Obian himself, and anado, and a man of pardon based on health grounds. Say not on Tiapo, and anado Ejai. All right. Ibrahim Adams, you're in prison for 2 years, palliative grain scandal. All these are cases, party now, you say, Omoya clearing agent, you know. To me, then, Emma, Omopoya, then, we go to say, we, or that's him, Akpena, Philip Akpena, or that's who you're then, or that's who shame for 12 years imprisonment. Now, let me stop the sharing and now let's talk a bit. So, when you're Attorney General, you will rules and I say you will mra and says you do so now the year with won't go home confirm and show and said the owl that's the way and away. Elmo a yampa said near maybe or why will be said after 7 to 8 years your government couldn't prove or beyond doubt that these men were guilty. That is actually very, very shallow of you, buddy. Who told you that crime expires? Does crime has an expiry date? I already mentioned. Since you want to sound smart, there are cases that can be dealt with within 3 days. There are cases that will take 5 months. There are cases that will take a year. There are cases that would actually take 20 years for it to come to fruition. So when you sit down and tell me that we have been in power 7 to 8 years and we were not able to prove that, then I don't know where your locus is. It's either you don't understand what you're saying or you just want to recognize, which I have recognized. There are cases that has gone on or that is still going on for over 30 years. You didn't even know that? No, for real. Where the Mofan tell me, Ubiaba, a TikToker. You want to tell me that say there are cases that it will go for more than 10 years? No, fine. You are not asking for recognition. So I'm asking you, say, in your life, you have never seen a case that has gone on for 20 years. Do you know what cold cases are? Do you know what cold cases are? Have you heard of cold cases? Why are we able to resurrect cold cases and charge people and prosecute them for the people to go and face justice? Charlie, and this for Charlie, more understanding very serious. Very serious. Andrew Metiano because Londina Mahama has a PhD. And right away you sit down, you think about these people, and I'm like, you just don't get it. But anyways, let us go on. One, what the Attorney General could have chosen to do, okay? Obi said we haven't gotten to cold cases. All right, I'm also giving you a genuine answer, my brother. And the thing is that crime does not expire. So whether it takes 10 years in court, whether it takes 20 years in court, whether it takes 50 years in court, what matters is that at the end of the day, the truth and the fact of the matter is brought to bear. And whoever has to face prosecution faces prosecution. Okay. So the fact that somebody case has been in court for 15 years doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't have a case. So if you use that, which was part of the reason why he let some of these things, then rightly, it wasn't right. It is illegal. But I wouldn't even like to go into that so much. I just want us to look at the surface. Because you can't anymore na ebinom entiase. Asem we enwu. Asem da court wa enwu. Unless a young kasa ya tiase akotwe asem ni the free court. And that's the idea asem net to ase and sana. Ebetumi ayede, ebetumi ayese. Inti mestre. Men cast will be about 7 years when to me prosecute. Then there were so many cases on the docket. So many cases. Some of them are almost to me could here any conviction. Yeah, G's can it be almost like a domoco to a fiancé and all those things. So many cases. There are so many cases. Inti to me for one time. and for say just because say case be the 7 years just say any merit and I say case no 8 years. Let's get that. Now men they are making it. And then I went on to the Constitution of Ghana. My member background said most of the cases now, Dominic Ayini, most of the cases are Dominic Ayini. I can't say what discontinue. No. Over 85% of them, no, you're a lawyer. Over 85% of cases now, Dominic Ayini, 7 strong cases now, so I drop them. Now, or no, and I know you're there, or no, and I know you're lawyers. And he said, now, oh, you're a lawyer. Now, and they are your attorney general. Now, Ocha say, be due to conflict of interest in T. Say, who want to be prosecutor? You are not the only prosecutor in that office. That is why you have a deputy. In law, no, they will say, and can obey recusing from those cases. And this is 40 because of one. The attorney general, no, Dominic Ayini, no, offer opening case, offer of swamp of case, offer forcing case, Collins Dowd case. All of this was a party to it as seen. He was the what? He was the lawyer to all these cases. And unti senanka or person fair. And can do a can say, okay, I have been involved with these cases from long time. And then you have been more attorney general, you know. Some case A, B, C, the way there. Me recuse me away from and I say, my children who idea. Now other people employer they and compare prosecution. But so can say case ni be the 8 years. Case ni be no tika no magia manaka 180 into the and one case no want to ask you then you don't know what you're talking about. Now, what does the Constitution says about the Attorney General? And that is what I want to share with you. Now, you said, yeah, Dominic, I in here, you know, I am rapping, and I saw one of us who did to me be sent at the end. Oh, my young kind. So, far, Article 88 of Ghana for your Constitution now, okay? Article 88 of Ghana's Constitution. That is where we have the Attorney General. Or say, there shall be an Attorney General of Ghana who shall be a minister of state and the principal legal advisor to the government. So that is his first rule. Say obey advisor at the government. And no the first. 2. The Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of a legal nature as may be referred or assigned to him by the president or imposed on him by this Constitution or any other law. Second one, then they say, Onipa ya friend they say aban lawyer penina na as attorney general no. Ono na anything na eye legal bia no. President no be to me I refer me to say me person wo ye say adwuma we ma me. Me person wo decide dey we achi. By the Constitution no, yes, could this case we achi. Yes, koka sa asem we famaye. The Attorney General does not act on his own accord alone. I believe people will now start to understand this. The reason why Dominic Ayini's discharge is very, very, very worrying, and real meaning Ghanaians should be worried. But again, politics here, you know, near maybe Sano, Ghana for the far near the yes, see, President be assigning no, ever refer no, and as a Constitution, no be to me impose on the so. And as a maybe a war, able to me as Attorney General. And you say, when you Attorney General, because Cases Marco 7 only in NDC for my term. Name when your president and the time say me what does it tell you? John Mahama, I just don't know. Like, you see, oh, once a criminal, you are always a criminal. Oh, John Mahama, oh, the criminality, no. Who said, I don't know because you drown one the book because I am one, you know, one share who how demonic or deadly John Mahama is. But he's a big time threat to the democracy of John Mahama, or a big time threat to the democracy of now. Son say one more year clearing agent who campaign. Put ye say Akufo-Addo I clearing agent. Akufo-Addo I clearing agent. You know. Now opesa or shielding the president. You know. Dominica you need to know. Now or shielding Mahama say oh we cried ya Mahama ni mo say. But Mrano plus 2 natural say a idea says a day it says a president. You know. And our constitution and the shall say this. But we all know these are all part of the reasons Mahama is trying to do to cover his incompetence. Ebana membu our bon Mahama onyade enunti yen shaka ye busybody yen ye A+. Tell me can A+, I want to say. Mahama Subani bi no yen ye A+ busybody Okotena United Showbiz big. I'm rather say, yeah, say, I'm no poor be, I'm in the truck, with the boys, never shit die, never Jimmy, yeah, like big, 1 year busy, 1 year busy. Then the Kotena Parliament, I know what. 1 year busy, 1 year busy. Mr. Pami Obiansari, give your speech. Mr. Speaker, I was to give a speech of some and leadership informed me that and leadership so I'm not ready. United Showbiz the cast Plus give your speech. Akufo-Addo with Jimmy Akufo-Addo and Penfoni na be so many no money answer. Oh my Jimmy parliamentarians right me only now enough. Me am come to. This is parliamentarians. Only no my Jimmy. Me am come to. Oh my more oh my say. Yeah. How year plus the year parliamentarian our told mum. Ebina John Mahama. And Dominica Yini Ayen. You understand? He made so much noise about clearing agent. Now the same idea now against you be now betchium. Now I bet you all of a sudden Mahama is not aware. Ayeni, when you meet your village people, you tell them this type of nonsense. Say Mahama doesn't know anything about Opuni case being discontinued. Because of Lodina Mahama, Opuni's case to be discontinued. Opuni case, you know, because of Lodina Mahama, our first lady. Because bottle, you did say cocoa, and we want some cover here na. One no, and I whole contract. One I did contract. You know these people today have got to talk about conflict. And Ghanaians, the shallow ones among us, takes everything these people tell them. Books in. Now look at it though. The Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offenses. This is where I like. This is where I like. Why do I like? Or say, the Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct of all prosecutions. Now, may a new Attorney General happen. Me buy and my bet to say cases and as my bet to say court same. The first thing they say, my name is prosecution for this year. Their prosecution for the Becano. It be a case where you will quite good evidence in TV to me at once. Honorable case where they said they knew where in TV we do it to me at proper and I say we plan any one negotiating must see assembly. But so Coco catch them say, what offer defense attorneys and I said, one more defend the lawyer say defend the one more about no. Woman who could be some say case in the end twice one, I said my end twice. What to be that? No. It is rather one more prosecute the case in there. So no more based on advice here. Yeah, because I failed the Waba office for. Oba and that case is because so we engage you on no say, okay, as soon as you know been case where you come when ye case where any case where they say at was. But so Oba not say even crown one more prosecutors now, more advice now can say mentality. And come on, be I want to chat to chicken coding, you know, over this continue case, sir. You leave yourself to be exposed. And that is why we are now having every day. Within 1 week, we're clear NIPA 7. So how much more in 4 years? These were the people I see at the BBI from inside your friend Ora, Uncle Chichin Crawford. Being a lazy attorney general is not something that is new to Dominic Ayeni. And I'll show you the reason why. Dominic Ayeni was the people or was the part of the lawyers who drafted Ghana Gold Company. Makasa story no hard trouble. Ebrana ye koton the gold concessions, you know. Edi akwa diska. Nanki edi 80% tema Bruni, na edi 20% edi ama Ghana. Ghana Gold Company. That was what they were going to do. A year seven address I the register ma Ghana no. A lawyer no address. Ayeni address. It was started from Ghana. But now, this man is now using his own discretion to do what? To liberate people, to free people. And then when he's questioned about it, if the president is aware, he forgets that he's acting on behalf of the president. He forgets that he's acting on behalf of the constitution. He forgets that he's acting on behalf of Ghanaians. He forgets that. And he says that in his own mind, he didn't seek any advice from the presidency. He didn't talk to the presidency or the president. He just said, cases need to work. I tried to do it. Yenje mo asemuka. Ebi so wa. Omo edi ma asem na do baby a. Omo tie scanner no. Yenje omo mo ko. Now 4. All offenses prosecuted in the name of the Republic of Ghana shall be at the suit of the Attorney General or any other person. The attorney said, offense be a baby and answer boni be a baby in the name of the Republic, no. Attorney General no and accommodable nipano apampa. 5. The Attorney General shall be responsible for the institution and conduct of all civil cases on behalf of the state. And all civil proceedings against the state shall be instituted against the Attorney General. Okay. 6. The Attorney General shall have audience in all courts. It's a court to be Attorney General. There could be a see a man see it. That's a I think many of them will quick now. Young Pong Fliss. Young share the NTR. Attorney General said or discontinue these cases. Okay. I hope so. I hope you guys can see this. Let me check it. Okay. Enti Ediabenti NMA Attorney General. Eka says our cases we me reading the past. Said the bear to me as sorry something. And him say mom pe reading no, but I say more reading. Sana be back analysis. Young I'll say the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dominic Akutiringa Ayene, has provided explanations regarding the discontinuation of criminal proceedings against more than 10 individuals who were being prosecuted under the elsewhere Nanado Dankwa government. Almost all these cases involve former appointees of the president John Dramani. In the cases, no, and yes, sir, Okofa said Obi and the case that way says Omujemu. 1 year, they're charging Omo under John Dramani Mahama. Say one more Vieska, one more Diska, ha emra any Omudino. One more and one decide they say Obe Jaomo and Momo. Let's get that. Tap on the screen as well. Thank you. He has withdrawn the case against Dr. Kesela Atoforsen. Atoforsen born in the same. Atoforsen born in the same. A bit by an Ghana force a ambulance. Ambulance now, young Kotono. Yes, sir, that any company be a friend Big C, Echo D. Big C for every ambulance, no airban. Now, as I say, this heavier than Echo Maomo. Now, the first specs me buy you said there be ambulance way and ambulance you bet me the aye man. And you catch it at force and say, Mamu issue, and I mean Segbefia. Segbefia was the health minister by then, I believe so. Eka say, Mayen to yes, cano and Kayan and Fanya day, I'm found my big C for no. I didn't hear because and my big C for the car so with the brain and your friend ambulance no. Woman kofa ambulance bia na breye omu kofa adaketo womu kofa car sebe empenim car sebe ayi monitors ni ade animu a yebetu bia ambulance na ba ye enti ato first name man size else way enye den emomo and ato forcing if the Kenya Ghana for the enye ne dia na opa hu tobo atintino o issue else, you know, and a letter of credit na day at the call here, at the commerce are big stiff. Mammy Papa, you come here, no, not on my Ghana, about 3.2 million euros. 3.2 million euros are Ghana for the Aboka. Yes, it's hard to force it, but I can't never treat him. A condo baby plano. Ato force and company no you go deal and crack and say Sanka buy nibe to me away there omo pacho tio omo pacho ya withdraw case no na omo big C for be to stand back e dey amagana man maami a wutie me papa a wutie me a wadwene da hokan a enye NDC cabo space say odi obi kokot ana odi obi kokot say wafa wade na onipa ni bi dwanto akọ say odi oni asem no ma yem fan kofie na sika bi a wo ho esese bitua bi ametua e kire sen serious tira me see we anya safo ne betias maami me say woni anti Aisha apopot wasem ne say anti Aisha awia ontoma e kodu court aye kan wasem enam eye evidence ya wo de kire woni ehu anti Aisha so ne fan toma no aye ready kenti Aisha say men person biase be coming no maami my yam fa asem nkofie nembo eka bi a wabo wo ho no metua o de ba legal yi mu a it is in itself an admittance say bone no waye wagiatum nanso person the full punishment in the bed day ebe bre wo de yam famra fie na mentua sika no intimisramu senye political jimie senye political gymnastic eye dan na case ye wo court wa yama ato force na be defense case ye wo court ya ye di ho asem ye ndi wie ye and the civil case that so possible the criminal part, let's say it is gone, fine, you to me jailing, no problem. How about collecting the money back? The civil part now, no, this can never break down na. I could ring that buyer or so I had I could ring gas with him. A high profile case of this man. Ebio or say a year Bank of Ghana, former governor, deputy governor, and a friend of Dr. Johnson Esiama, former Cocoa Board CEO, Dr. Stephen Okuni, Any former minister for works and housing, Alhaji Collins Dauda, wo mu case ni nyinaa no, sebe we discontinue and as the on pursue. Twade. Oba no Dr. Johnson Esiameya, ono kura de. Court kura bua ne se wo ye den, wo ye criminal act. International courts ni na hu say oye konfo a why criminal, there is criminality, and now you see a giant now you giant the pet opia globally global we are self and name so oye criminal say akwe boni a we die ni and now you see on one instance from the Bank of Ghana the same as here opening cocoa bot scandal maybe kind of way you not them ah no Lodina Mahama no ni na ho bo. Now, opening case, no, some of you didn't follow that case. Now, we name strategy and NDC. But make it be at Fanister and then opening Baba court. Now, Sabe, NDC for put ye. I said, that's smart and craft one be nobody jammer. They are there, nobody are caught tired to the point, say, every bit, and also join news here and almost saying, and the call the could be some say. Now, what we go court today? You be a somewhat. Now, Jamaica, we be a court here. Papa ni say, opportunity say, oh, pumpuni woba, ake woba no ba hamura, pumpuni, ake amo pumpuni wo, abana ba hamura. Tio. Ya chi obi, the negina sem dibia. Ya tumi anya yen kranfo no boys ni bi se mu hye t-shirt en kwhye jama. Se mo de koma mura. Ake pumpuni na sane wo abahamura wo 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 ba abahamura yesi opuni anya asem edi no kura wo ni mo se pumpuni opuni no se pumpuni because they are catch money say ye per boys 3,000 unim say NDC yes ade no omunim ye per boys 6,000 obi anko trinity they see anomaba ye per girls 3,000 obi an run ho famra and this girls be 3,000 no ma room no ma and you to omo wa omo mpona no ane ka kiro me say papa bi di opuni when your case or end this ni ntimo koma no mura and no ma tie di etirako they frustrated the justices and no mti opuni case no so every time there was something new they were bringing. These were the things that some media no di one dance and anything would they wouldn't. Now what they open it there to China, Collins Dauda, and that is the part that is shocking. Why? Collins Dauda no case. Court idea to me say, oh my your bonnet to the point say, Collins Dauda passport plan is easier for himself. Sadly, man, affordable housing. The evidence is so large. Say, only pana your friend Collins Dauda on the passport to get to the 2.5 plan. That for himself. Add it here. Because court sees him as a risk. See, Jano had in the passport manual. Obey Johnny. He said they said enough time about the Johnny. These are real life things. I hope we are still on. I say Baba, but I don't know how. But yes, assembly. People, you have to tell me what. Bye. Now let's go back. Mama, you try there. Mama, you share the reasons in here. Ayini essay or they are discontinue this case. All right. Maybe we see. I mean, I will with our name. So don't worry. Now, Ayini said he consulted widely. I just want us to go through it quick and then that's it. We have four lines. The reason. Tomorrow, God will continue with this. Yankwe, I'll say, in addition, the consultation, the Constitution requires that my decision to prosecute should not be capricious or biased, whether by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike. Is that so? Now let's see. Before taking any of the decisions I'm about to explain, I consulted widely. How did he consult? I had several briefings with the Director of Public Prosecution on each of the cases. Where I disagreed with her, I made my disagreement known to her with reasons. Which means, say, or no na jinimuno na edu baby a on the prosecutors ne nyadwene. Tienyo. And yes, sir, ya try case no na yedi case no yedi evidence in our band you say prosecutors ne ni case. Prosecutors no able for crown or say on the omo nyeden enyadwene enti part on the omo nyadwene no mo hu. Obi ma Dominica yini hu ni say baby a webedi as attorney general ne enye na dwene ho asem ne ye ka eye mmra no e de na mmra ne se mmra ne sense obi ya ade a ye nya de den enye wo ayini wa dwene de kire wo. Two, I spoke to the defense lawyers in each case, and again, where there was disagreement, as for instance in the banking cleanup cases, which I shall deal with shortly, I made my views known to the lawyers. Banking sector cleanup. Sika ya de ma bank before say, womu fenko tuya omu depositors ka. Womu koko di sika no echiche ma omu depositors oye Ghana ni pie ni Ghana ni adwuma ye ni a obrans wenye ni sika. Ono say sika no wenya. Obi akodi obi botom na ye ka wa asem a wo se dia prosecutors ne ka no wo ni omo nya adwene. Now, also finally, I met with and discussed the banking sector cases with at least one of the receivers involved in the cases. I have scheduled a meeting with the second receiver. You dismiss a case. One, you have only spoken to one person. According to one case, what schedule say only the second person and I say one account over there. And you say now who withdraw our case to discontinue our case now. How truthful or how helpful have you been to Kanye? Because per one casa what admittance no. O say and profoni bi wa woni o makasa. Ebi so wa afei na woni o mo be den, woni o mo be chia. George T. Atram. Also where is Kenofurata? Oh, Charlie, come on me them all. Why? George T. Trump, come on me them all. Because it's Kenofurata or why? Then we had our Mr. Ayabo. But by this time, we are no man, we are a woman who are the I believe pastors is saying you are 10 years before you are born drug in the day. And two Kenofurata, come on me there. Obakona or Dama. So why? More. Anyway, young Koyanim. Mr. Ayini or Honorable Ayini. The reasons are, or some of the reasons was what I was trying to even. Okay. I say, my decision to terminate criminal trials was animated in the main by 3 factors. The first was that for ethical and professional reasons, I could not, in good conscience, continue to prosecute some of the cases. Why? Because he was lawyer to some of these people. It's on one case, I'm doing one who say, or better to us, police case. Okay. Or say, the second was that for some of the cases, my own review and analysis of charges showed clearly that the charges were defective. My own, and yet the Amrane account, and yet the interpretation of the law, they are unknown lawyer Anini, Dominic Anini, General, and of the year. And then it goes again to advocate me. Is the Attorney General there to just do or not? Is that what he's brought to do? No. Also, it is important to highlight that the fact that in most of the cases in which I have terminated proceedings, the conduct of some of the individual judges left much to be desired. So now it's about the judge. Now, Akuterenga is not the judge to judge what is right and what is not right. Okay, I think I will end here. I will end today's here, and I'll continue tomorrow because I'm coming back tomorrow definitely to continue with political zone. This is supposed to be for Buga, so I'll continue tomorrow. We said breaking voice. Oh, sorry, breaking voice. They are the machine. Yes, I won't find you. All right, won't find you. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to fix whatever the problem is, and then I'll come back strong. Somebody's watching from my school. Fancy they can come and pick up yourself. So now, my question is very simple. Is the Attorney General given powers by the Constitution to prosecute cases based on how he sees it or based on how the laws and regulations say it? That is the question that I want to put out before I end. Yeah, you say we are Attorney General. Yes, if I want to a big book cases, big assembly. If I want to a big assembly and I say Emra, and they say we be assembly. But yeah, change. Maybe me one pie pa say ora no. Ka woman start this woman to get now yes we are be the NTC. By the way, 11th March, we will be review on my budget. And after the real fire, the money now say to be by and I'm going to this year. When I may have more China, political zone is on and on. You have group. I can't say the fire is on. Until Baumia becomes president, we are not stopping this. Until Baumia comes to take the affairs of this country and take us where we need to go to, we are not stopping. We are going to keep the fire burning until everything is done and everything is burning. Thank you so much once again for joining me. So, Bonnie, you see, and the Bonnie, you fra, and the Bonnie, you cartoon. When I do your own, I can Bonnie down Bonnie with you, and then you want Chefan. One I pay an amount, one I pay you more than one, because you would. How are you sure I'm a share with you? Amen. Charlie, the movie see, I never had one. Or China, the best science friendship. Bye bye.